My name is Peyton Cagle with the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. I am the Crustacean Program Manager and will be giving a presentation with an overview of the Crustacean Management Program. This management program is focused on three separate projects: shrimp, blue crab, derelict crab traps. We'll begin with shrimp. Through our standardized independent sampling project, we utilize three different gear types: a 6-foot balloon trawl in our interior lakes and marshes, a 16-foot otter trawl that's used in our larger bays and lakes, similar to what is commercially focused for fishing areas, the 20-foot balloon trawl in our offshore waters, and each tow is pulled for 10 minutes. These gears and methods are part of a long-term data set, with some of these areas dating all the way back to 1965. Sampling stations. The red dots that you see on the map are locations where we have our 16-foot trawls. The green dots are our 6-foot trawl stations, and the yellow dots are the 20-foot offshore trawls. Inshore trawl schedule has 26 scheduled events. You can see in the table below that the black dots represent our 6-foot trawls and the green squares represent our 16-foot trawls. Spring trawls are used to monitor for the spring inshore shrimp season opening. Summer trawls are used to monitor for the closure of the spring inshore shrimp season and also to reopen the fall inshore shrimp season. Winter trawls are used to monitor for closures of that inshore shrimp season. Offshore trawl schedule, we have 8 events, 4 in the spring and 4 in winter. These are also done to monitor for openings and closures in portions of our offshore state waters. Sample workup for each trawl. 50 of each species are measured in 5mm working groups. The remainder of those species are enumerated and totaled. Data is entered into our data management system, and data is analyzed using statistical analysis software. Shrimp management, multiple evaluations are used in this. Current size frequency, the prediction of shrimp growth, which is often referred to as our crossover date, or the prediction of when available resource will reach marketable size. We use catch effort by size interval. We do summary into commercial grades, weekly summaries to compare overall increase of abundance and recruitment and size growth, annual summaries to be able to look for trends between each year. A combination of all of these allow the department to make the best biological management recommendation. And data are also used in stock assessments of other certain species. 2021 commercial Gulf Coast landings for brown and white shrimp. Beginning from the eastern portion of the Gulf of Mexico, you have Florida in yellow, Alabama green, Mississippi is orange, Louisiana is gray, and Texas is blue. In 2021, Louisiana accounted for 45% of all brown and white shrimp landings, followed by Texas at 38% and Alabama at 13%. The 10-year commercial Gulf Coast landings for brown and white shrimp, again, the same colors represent the same states. You can see that Louisiana has averaged anywhere between 40 to 50% of total landings per year during this 10-year period. Louisiana brown and white shrimp landings during that same 10-year period. Brown shrimp are the orange bars with the 10-year mean of brown shrimp, the white dashed line. White shrimp are the blue bars, and the red dashed line is the white shrimp 10-year mean. You can see recently, 2019 through 2021, brown shrimp landings have been below. The last high year of brown shrimp landings was in 2018. White shrimp, although a little sporadic and fluctuating, you do see that we do have the majority of years closer to that 60 million, almost equaling our 10-year mean. Blue crab. Data collection for blue crab is done through several ways. First, our 16-foot otter trawl data provides us information on overall abundance. Commercial trip ticket landings, recreational landings are estimated at 5% of the total commercial landings. And recently we started a commercial blue crab sampling project. Louisiana conducts a stock assessment on blue crab. In the stock assessment, data being utilized are trip ticket data, landings, fishery independent sampling data, and recreational landings. Mortality, exploitable biomass, or the amount of stock that's available to the fishery, and recruitment are estimated using a catch survey assessment model, which is heavily used in crustaceans. The biomass limit was calculated as the average of the 3 lowest years of exploitable biomass. And this biomass limit is defined as the conservation standard to express an overfished source. The biomass target is 1.5 times that biomass limit. And this target is where we want to see the stock around. Anytime we go below that, it's an area of concern, and we are then getting closer to approaching the biomass limit. Current harvest regulations. There is a 5-inch minimum size limit on commercial blue crab. There is a permanent ban on the commercial harvest of immature females, and it is prohibited to keep female crabs with an egg mass or those in berry stage. 2021 commercial Louisiana landings for blue crab compared to the US. So in the blue, you have all other states in the US that landed blue crab, and in gray, you have Louisiana. And you can see in 2021, Louisiana accounted for 42% of all blue crab landed. Percent of Louisiana blue crab landings per annual US landings. Again, the blue is all other states with blue crab landings, with the gray being Louisiana. And you can see across the board the different percentages. And roughly, we're anywhere between 25 to 30% on average of the total US landings. Louisiana blue crab landings during that same 10-year period, we have roughly a 10-year mean in red of 42 million pounds. You can see we're really close to that every year. And 2021, we did go up to approximately 49 million pounds. Now to touch base on the commercial blue crab sampling project. This project began in 2021. The design of this project was to collect 510 samples per coastal study area every 2 months. We have 5 coastal study areas moving from the Mississippi, Louisiana line west to the Texas, Louisiana line. This is completely randomized sample design from the way that the crab are chosen and picked by grade, how crab are collected from each crate, and how we randomize dealers that we go visit. A minimum of 4 dealers are to be visited every 2 months, with a minimum of 2 sampling events per month. And data that we collect while we're there, sample date, the sample ID, we get dealer license name and number, the trip ticket type and number, gear type, and basin harvested, and blue crab carapace width, sex, maturity, and the commercial grade code and or name. Just to show a little information of what's being gathered, this is 2021 blue crab sex composition by CSA with commercial grades at the bottom, such as the grade 1, grade 2. The light blue bars are male and darker blue is females. This gives you an indication by area of the state and by market grade what percent of catch is male versus female. The derelict crab trap removal program. This program began in 2004. These closures, they may take place between February 1st through March 31st for up to 16 days. They could take place in conjunction with the inshore spring shrimp season for 14 days. And then anytime that the crab harvest is closed due to biological or technical reasons, we may also remove traps. And since 2004, over 51,000 traps have been removed. This is a shortened breakdown of the derelict crab trap program. 2004 it began, 2004 through 2005, you can see a total of 6 areas were closed. The average annual traps removed during those 2 years was 5,759. From 2006 to 2016, the number of areas were reduced to approximately 1 area per year. And you can see average annual traps dropped to just over 1,400 traps. 2017 through 2022, the project has been revamped. We've had a total of 30 closure areas, and we're averaging almost 4,000 traps removed a year. The 2023 derelict crab trap closures, there were 4 of them that were approved by the commission. The first one was in Pontchartrain Basin, which was west and south of Delacroix from February 1st through the 14th. Barataria Basin, west of Empire, also February 1st through February 14th. And in the Terrebonne Basin, south of Pointe-au-Champ WMA, from February 1st through February 14th. The final closure to take place is in Sabine Basin, and this is the Louisiana portion of Sabine Lake, and that's to take place February 17th through the 26th. If anybody has any questions, my contact information, phone number, and email address can be found below.